All right, let's begin. So I'm recording this, so if you happen to miss this or need to show it to somebody else, I'll send out the link to the team, and it'll show up on YouTube. It'll be a link to the YouTube, and I'll take the old one down and replace it with this one. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to do a Zoom presentation of the overview of Live. Just to introduce myself, my name is Ed Cruz. Me and my wife, Carrie, we joined back in late October, early November. And it wasn't the first time that we were asked that we joined. We got asked at the very beginning when it opened, when it was still just on paper, a concept. But we are both very busy professionals. I'm a program director of a large flight team and have employees from north of Orlando into Alabama. And my wife's a very successful real estate agent. So between our schedules, we were like, we don't have time to do this. We don't want to get into any selling or anything like that. Many of the same feelings that you're having, trying to fit something extra into your life. And so we went through that. And then one night, Nick Sarnicola, one of the founders, came to Stark, and we showed up just to be a seat filler, not there really to hear what was going on, but there to fill the room because Nick's a multimillionaire, and we wanted it to. He came to Stark, and we wanted to be as robust as possible. But we walked away that night, falling in love with the idea. We could feel his passion. We could feel his energy that he had put into this concept and what they wanted it to be, and how different this concept is than anything out there. And so they called it Live. And so we'll begin. So Live was created basically in Nick's mind, probably now about 11 years ago, almost to the day. He saw the movie The Bucket List. Great movie, great actors and stuff like that. But, if you think about it, it's kind of a horrible idea. Filling this bucket full of ideas and places you want to go and things you want to do and experience, and then waiting until you get to a point in your life where you're running out of time, either because you waited too late in life to get started, or you've got that horrible diagnosis and you have to have time to you're running out of time to make this happen. And so I run into that quite a bit in my field, in the healthcare field, where we picked up many of elderly people, and they tell us about their dreams and aspirations and what they wanted to do, and are just running out of time. And it's just a sickening feeling in your stomach. So Nick, about a year ago, he was with his team trying to think of the next best thing to come up with, and they finally come to the realization that everything that they had done to that point was so that they could work enough, make enough so that they could fulfill their dreams and aspirations and fulfill their bucket list. And so he said, why not make it a Live list? Why not go ahead and start creating your list now, whether you're in your 20s, 40s, or even 60s, and start checking them off now while you still have time, while you still have your health, while you still have your family and friends around you. That's the concept of Live. We want to make moments and memories with our friends and family right now. And they want to empower your local community, and they want to bring people that are like-minded, like you and I, together, and so we can think of things to do in our local region, in our local towns, in our cities, things that we don't think we have time to do because we don't have time to sit down and think about everything that needs to go into place. Live puts that together so that we can have those moments together and experience and make those memories. And we want to experience and have live moments every day. Now, live moment can be just putting down that cell phone or turning off the TV and going outside and throwing the ball with your son, or going for a walk with your family down the road, or anything. Just spending time with your family away from all those distractions that everyday life brings us. And so we hashtag those live moments. And if you happen to see any of our posts on Facebook or Instagram and you see our pictures, we'll tag that live moment, because that's something that we want to remember, that it's part of our family, our friends, and that's what Live is about. And so how did it get started? It started with Nick Sarnicola and Blake Mallon, two guys that met in their early 20s. They started the sister company, Visalis. They took that concept of health and nutrition to mainstream. They went to over 3 million customers. It became the number one product in its category, outblew everybody. It generated over $2 billion in sales, and it saturated North America. Now they're over in Italy. Nick's over there right today, launching some more, and down into Mexico. The cool thing about it, though, they helped over 20,000 families earn $20,000 a year part-time. Part-time, all right? That can make a huge difference in most people's lives just by adding $20,000 to their annual budget. They created 800 six-figure earners and 55 millionaires. 55 millionaires. So these guys, they went into pre-launch last June, and pre-launch means that they wanted to work out all the bugs before they launch it to the public, before they open it to customers. And we're going to open it to customers in just over a week. And so we've worked out the bugs. These two guys here, they're multimillionaires. They've listened to us and said, we brought ideas to them and said, hey, let's tweak it this way, or let's tweak it that way. Let's make it better for the members that are coming in, and members that will be joining. And this is why they're joining. And so they listened to us, and they made it bigger and better each and every month. Something new changed and made it that much more of a stronger product. And it's when it rolls out next week, it's going to be awesome. So how did all this started? Why did it started? There's 3 concepts that this was built around: the gig economy, the value of experiences, and power of community. So what is gig economy? The gig economy, think of it as having a side gig. Now, when I was growing up, our parents, they wouldn't have thought of having a side gig. If you had a side gig, that meant you weren't doing well in your mainstream job. There was something going wrong with your career, that you weren't making enough money to support your family, so you had to get a part-time job. That is flipped totally on its head. So now just about everybody, it's kind of weird that you don't hear somebody doesn't have a side gig. They have, they're making some type of money on top of whatever career or job they already have, all right? And so they tag that with the value of experiences. People now are finally getting it into their head that the value of experiences outweighs the value of material things. There's a family that is on the team, and they've changed their Christmas around. Instead of buying each other presents, they go off and they take a trip so that they'll remember, because who's going to remember what you got five years ago? But you're going to remember that awesome trip you took together at Christmas time, right? And then the power of community. So bring all those 2 concepts and bring it to the power of community. The power of community means the power of numbers, all right? If we can bring our community together, we can experience and have experiences and events that you would not have been able to get or even think of having if you tried to do this on your own. And so that's the power of community. So the gig economy, all right? There are several brands out there, and think about it. As you're growing up, what was a gig economy that you didn't even think it was a gig economy? Selling Avon, selling Tupperware, right? Those were gig economies. Somebody had a side type of job, try to make money to help their family. Well, now gig economies are, are mainstream. Think about Uber and Lyft, selling stuff on eBay, Amazon Flex, where people ride up into your yard and give you a package in their own personal vehicles. Etsy, Airbnb, these are brands that everybody knows about, but these are what we call gig economies. I mean, if you drive for Uber, you're probably driving for Lyft, and you're making money on the side. You could be even delivering groceries for Walmart, picking up stuff for Amazon at the same time. Those are all different type of gig economies. So it's not because you need extra money. It's because the type of jobs are changing. The type of corporate job has really changed dramatically over the last 20 to 30 years. People used to go to school, get an education, or start with a company, and it was in your mind you were going to put 30 or 40 years in, and the company was going to take care of you, and all was going to be well. Well, we know by watching the economy over the last 20 years, those companies have less buy-in into their employees. Those companies are now replacing their employees with robots and automated systems. And so those jobs just aren't there anymore. So people are looking for other avenues to make money. And the freedom of having these side gigs means that you can do them today and not do them, this weekend, and have that time free. You can make your own schedule. And so that's what that's the joy and the power that this type of job brings to you. And so people started thinking about, again, the value of experiences. They looked at and took a cross section of America and found that 75 million millennials, the 20-year-olds out there, understand the value of experiences. How many people do you know that are coming out of college, not jumping right into a corporate job or jumping into that nursing job? They're taking travel nursing so they can go here for 3 months or here for 3 months because they want to live here and experience this area for a while and then move over here. Then after they're tired of doing that for a while, then they'll settle down and join a hospital or join a company and settle down for that lifelong, career. And then the boomers, the baby boomers. My generation and older, we realize looking back, we've run those careers. We've ran now for 30, 40 years, right? And so we've made our retirement, we've made our living. We're empty nesters now. We want to do something with our life that's meaningful. We want to form those memories, that we want to have those experiences. And it's all about fulfilling life. Psychologists tell us that experiences make us happier. Again, you're not going to remember what you got 5 years ago at Christmas, but you will remember that awesome trip you took with your family, okay? And so the power of community. There are so many brand new ideas out there in the last 10 years where communities of people are making a difference in the lives of other people. Kickstarter, where you're helping a upstart company fund and get an idea or project out there so that they can get it to the manufacturing stage so that they can sell it. Wikipedia, where anybody can share their knowledge. Change.org, where you can go on and find a petition to whatever cause you want to join and help make a change in the way we live, all right? Crowdfunding has tripled in the last 3 years, all right? This is a new form of making money that companies are looking at, smaller companies, upstart companies are looking at, but trying to bring in, funding from people out of Facebook, out of Instagram, out of tweeting, whatever. They are pulling the power of the community, the power of the crowd, whatever the crowd is into, and feeding off of that and making a living, making building corporations, building companies. And they predict that by 2025, that type of economy is going to make over $90 billion. That type of economy wasn't there 10 years ago. So thinking that in 7 years, that economy that wasn't there 10 years ago is going to be worth $90 billion, that's amazing. That's what we're tapping into at Live, okay? Sales is no longer about selling, but sharing. That's what we do. We don't have a product that we share. You don't have something sitting in your garage that you have to try to push to somebody else or sell, this many shakes or this many lip scents or Avon or whatever. It's all about sharing. What we're doing right now is sharing. If I post a picture on Facebook or Instagram, I'm sharing. That drives interest into your community, into your family and friends, and that's what's going to bring customers to you, right? It's all about selling through the power of sharing, right? It's building that community that you know about. And so how does Live capture those memories and events? They do it by what's called curating an event or curating a trip. And they make it into a Live list. The Live list is a whole bunch of different trips, experiences of all different sizes of cost, demographics, geographic locations around the world. Whatever you can think of that you want to do, there's probably something on there that is very similar or is what you're looking for on that Live list. It's a wide variety. I mean, it could be going to the New Year's ball dropping at Times Square, could be going to the Grand Canyon, could be going to Machu Picchu, could be going to the Indy 500, could be going to Oktoberfest. Everything that you can think of, and it's growing. They have teamed with the largest concierge service that builds these type of trips, and they're not cheap trips. So it's not discount trips. So it's not discount travel. These aren't cheap trips, but what they wrap into that trip, you will not be able to beat that price or find that or get that on your own if you try. Trust me, we went to Iceland last year. We had to build that trip ourselves, and it took months to build what we wanted to do. Live takes that pressure off of you. They build that for you so that they wrap it all into a package that you cannot pass up, right? And the cool thing is you have a voice. There's a Live list forum on the website where if you think that if you get an idea of a trip or an event, put it on there. If it gets enough likes, the company is going to see that and they're going to take your idea, pluck it off of there, curate an event, make it awesome, and throw it back on the list so people can pledge on and make it happen, right? So you have the power, again, the power of community, the power of your voice to make things happen, all right? It's not just something you sit back and go, oh, I don't like what's happening next year. I don't know what I'm going to do. If you don't like what's on there, or if you don't see something on there, put it on the forum. Very well could happen that in the next month or so, they look at it, gets enough likes, and they're going to make it happen. There's no other company that can do that for you. No other company is going to take your voice, take your thoughts, and make them reality like Live will. So how does it happen? How do these awesome trips come to fruition, right? First, you have to pledge, right? So it's just like you put down a certain amount for a hotel room, or you got to put down a certain amount to go to a resort. They're going to ask you to put down 25% of the total cost on that trip. You're pledging for it, all right? So once a certain amount of people pledge and they hit a certain number, so say if they say it takes 25 people to lock this trip in, once it hits 25, it unlocks, and now you know that trip is going to happen on the dates that it's going to happen and the way that it's going to happen, all right? Cool thing is, if it falls short, if they only get 18 or 20 people, that trip's not going to happen. You immediately get your money refunded back into your account. They don't hold it, you get it back instantaneously, all right? They're not going to hold on to it. Once it hits that 25 people, it activates, all right? And the cool thing about this is the more people that join, you know, you tell your friends, hey, this trip is going to happen. I need some more of my friends to go. If I want to go to on that Alaska cruise and it's a heck of a deal, I'm going to tell my friends and try to get my family or my friends to go. If it takes, you know, if 35 people join, it's going to unlock an additional excursion. There's always 3 levels that a trip can unlock to. Like this weekend, next weekend when we're going to Vegas. You know, it had to hit 500 people, and this is a festival, it's not a trip. It had to hit 500 people to hit that, unlock that 3rd tier, which is an event that the public will not get to experience. Only our company provides that type of experience. I'm gonna tell you right now, they unlocked, we were already going to Wayne Newton's house, Shenandoah, on a Sunday when it's usually closed. It's very hard to get into anyway for the public to get into, but they usually close it anyway on Sundays. They opened it to us for us to come and hang out and enjoy Shenandoah. Because we hit that 3rd tier, Wayne Newton's going to be there. We're going to get to hang out with Wayne Newton. How many people, middle-class Americans, are going to get to have that chance to hang out with Wayne Newton at his house in Las Vegas? I want to say none, all right? I'll bet none. So the Live List experience. So every experience has a number of things that's going to happen while you're there, okay? There's always going to be some main event that something's centered around, all right? Where this is, you know, that whole trip is centered around going to the Grand Canyon or going to Alaska, all right? There's going to be some type of nightlife event where they're going to, like in Vegas, we have the Vanity Nightclub, which is an exclusive nightclub that the regular public can't get into anyway. Well, they've reserved it. We've taken that over that club, and that's going to be our club for the night, all right? That's the nightlife. And each night there's something else going on. There's always a live to learn, all right? This is where we have, depending on what type of activity it is, you might have a famous author come in and share, you know, his wisdom. Or if it's a wine and food festival, we've had famous chefs come and cook for us. Or motivational speakers. We got a great motivational speaker. It's going to be, he used to work on ESPN. Is going to be there Sunday speaking to us. So there's always going to be something there to take away from every event. We want you to feel more empowered, want you to feel more educated, not just go there and have a good time, but we want you to be a better Live member, all right? There's always electives and excursions, all right? I want to tell you the truth. When we cornered Nick that night and my wife Carrie was grilling him, she goes, when we go on vacations to get away from people. You know, I love these people that are in this room, but I don't want to go on vacation with them. I hear that all the time. I don't want to go with a group of people. You're going with a group of people anyway if you're on a plane. You're with a group of people anyway if you're on a cruise. But you're not necessarily going on every excursion or showing up at the same resort or doing everything with those people, right? Live has that same thing. So if they, like, let's take for Vegas, there are 2 excursions happening at the same time. Driving underneath the lights on the Richard Petty Experience on the Vegas Speedway, or you can take a helicopter tour underneath the lights over Vegas, you know, so you can do one or the other. Or you might not decide to do either one of them. You want to hang out with your family, go have a nice dinner or something like that, or you got something else, other friends there in Vegas you might want to go see. You're not locked into that excursion. That's just a benefit that Live gives you, all right? So it's cool excursions, cool electives, but you're not locked in to go with a group of people. You can choose to go with them, choose to go with these other people, or not go at all, right? There's always some healthy lifestyle activity. Every morning, just about the break of dawn, they either have a yoga or some type of workout. And this just isn't your average yoga session or average workout session. We've had celebrity trainers off Biggest Loser come. We've had all kind of people come and lead those sessions. I mean, you're not just going to be, it's just not going to be me out there trying to get you to do jumping jacks, right? So you have paid to have this experience, and if you're into health and nutrition, we want to make sure that you get the best experience out of that. We're going to have somebody there that's going to motivate you to push you to that next level, all right? The hidden gem to all these is to live to give. Now, I don't know if you've ever done a missions trip or worked for a charity or, you know, fed the homeless on Thanksgiving Day, but it's very addictive and it's very satisfying and gratifying. Yeah, all this other stuff is cool, and that's what you signed up for and paid for, but I'm going to tell you what, you're going to get addicted to the live to give. When we were in Punta Cana down in Dominican Republic, we went to a little elementary school that had like 300 kids. We gave them a refrigerator and all kind of after-school activities, and they just went crazy. I mean, gave them air conditioning. You know, this is stuff that they would never, ever be able to buy that we can bring back to the community. In Los Angeles, we went down to Skid Row, and Skid Row was actually on the news last night, and it's just a devastating area inside Los Angeles where all the homeless go, and you know, it's just like a kingdom to itself. Well, Liv went into there, spent some time there, hung out with the people there, brought them life essential stuff to kind of make their life just a little bit easier, if not for a short time, but you know, stuff that they would not be able to get afford on their own, right? And probably the biggest thing is just sitting down, listening, and talking to the people. These are people just like you and I that have fell on tough times. And so many people walk past them and won't even look them in the eye. Just to be able to sit down with them and you know, listen to their story, listen to them talk about their family and friends. You think you're doing it for them, but I'm gonna tell you what, it sucks you in. It will change your life, and you'll find out that you'll go to experiences and you'll look forward to that live to give than you will to the nightlife or something like that, all right? And of course, again, every time you take a picture or something like that, hashtag live moments, throw it on Instagram or Facebook, you're sharing, you're promoting live, all right? That's what we do. That's how we sell this product. It sells itself. If I post pictures about Vegas on there, people are going to come to me and say, hey, how did you go to Vegas and do all that? I'm going to tell them. You darn right I'm going to tell them. The Live List Local, right? This is something that is going to be the undercurrent of Live. This is what's going to drive Live, right? The Live List Local is where our own teams are putting together activities and events so that we in our own communities have something to do, that we're not waiting on that big trip to Alaska or Machu Picchu. We can look forward every month, every couple of weeks to something to do. We've done zip lining, we've done Lion King, we've done Disney on Ice, we've done that lockout room. We're taking over the theater when we come back from Vegas. I mean, our team alone, out of the whole country, has had the most experiences. We are the most active out of the whole company. If you're joining our team, I guarantee you will have plenty to do within your own area. And you don't have to go with everybody else on the team. You might just say, hey, I want to have a barbecue over at my house. Cool, let's have a barbecue over at your house. The cool thing about it, when this launches, people are going to get paid credits to go to your event. You're going to get paid credits, and people are going to make money and credits toward future trips just by having a good time. Would they be able to do that not being a member of Live? No, it's not going to happen. And you usually get that type of event for a discounted price. Lion King, the public was paying $131. I think we got it for $91. Great seats. The guy sitting next to us, he paid a lot more than we did, and we had just as good an experience than he did. All right. So this is what's going to really swell up and be the driving force behind Live, is this local type stuff. So again, these are some pictures from that people have posted. One of the pictures down here is actually our team leader, her family, Charnel. Again, there was a live type of event going on, but Dylan, he had just graduated and was moving on to a higher college. They wanted to have some family time. So they went down, sat down by the pool out by the beach, and they got their picture taken. You know, it's about creating family. You don't have to do something just because they put it out there. We want you to have fun. We want you to enjoy. We want you to remember your experience, whether it's with brand new people or whether it's with your own family and friends. So the Live Rewards. So every month, every member is going to get some type of credit or coin that's going to go toward a future trip, all right? And we'll talk a little bit more about how much you get paid each month and the value of those memberships. But the Live credits are a way to force you to save for one of those awesome trips. How many of us thought, you know, I want to go someplace at the end of the summer, but man, I've got to pay my taxes, I got to pay for school, my kids got to have braces, you know, in June. I don't know how I'm going to save money for it. Well, Live does that for you automatically. So a portion of your membership goes back into your piggy bank and sits there until you pull it out to put toward a future trip. That is an awesome concept. All right. I can tell you, my wife and I, when we went to Chicago, in just the 3 months that we had been in, barely over 3 months, we had made enough credits that both of us went to Chicago for free for the events. And that was a $499 per person weekend. So we got almost $1,000 free event based on just the amount of credits we had built up in that short period of time. That's what's available to you. You're not going to find that anywhere else. So I'm going to load all these on here, and we're going to talk about these memberships. Let's see, I'm going to move this over here. All right, so right now, and after the launch, there's still going to be 3 levels of membership. There's going to be Access, Premier, and VIP. The amounts that you see up here that are per month are what we're paying right now. After launch, these are going to go down. They're going to make these a lot more affordable, all right? These are the prices that we've had since June. But let's look at each one of them individually right now, what you get, because that's what's going to kind of translate to after launch anyway. All right, so the Access is you pay $49 a month, all right, after a $50 activation fee. On activation, you get 75 credits. They put 75 credits into your account very quickly, and then half of the $49 that you put in, they're going to give you back into your vacation fund. On the Premier, it's $99 a month. Again, 50% of that is going to go back into your piggy bank for a future event. They're going to give you 150 credits right up front. The most bang for your buck is the VIP membership. That's the highest level of membership for $149 for over 66, almost 75% of the amount that you pay per month. They give you back in credits. So you pay $149 a month right now. They give you back 100 credits into your account. Your credits are 1 for 1. $1 equals 1 credit. Right? That's going to be amazing. Right? Just to give for visibility, and after launch, VIP is going to go down to $99. Premier is going to go down to $49. Access is $9.99. $9.99 is going to give you access to this company and to everything that it provides. So for each one, let's look at what each one gets you. All 3 memberships give you the Live List Global and Local. So all those trips, the big trips and the local stuff that's going on, you'll have access to. The Live Travel is a portal that Live provides, all right? Kind of like Travelocity, but gives you much better prices and 110% guarantee. If they can't beat it, they'll give you 110% back, refund it into your piggy bank, okay? And that covers airlines, hotels, and car rentals. right? And I think something else is going to happen after launch. You get access to all the Live Local. The Live Local is a free app you can put on your phone, and it geotags you. So when you go, if you go to Orlando, or if you go to Atlanta, or if you go to, Dallas, you can look wherever you're at and see discounts for food, for bowling, for whatever, oil changes, anything. You can find that on there, right? And the cool thing about that, after launch, if you don't see something on there, you have a voice where you can help put whatever, if it's a restaurant or if it's an event that you want to put on there, you have a voice that can get that onto that app. That's cool. You won't find that in any other company. The Live Launch Marketplace they are products that are nutrition-based, whether it's very healthy shakes, some melatonin drops that are the most awesome melatonin gummies you'll ever take in your life and knock you out in 10 minutes. Nutty snacks, all kind of stuff, all right? There are crowd perks on there for each Live list. If you're Access, you might not get some of those crowd perks. If you're Premier VIP, you're gonna get those additional crowd perks as people join. The Live Travel Plus, okay? Again, this is only going to be available to Premier and VIP. Live Travel Plus is a portal that people that have access will not be able to get to. And I can tell you, I've used this Travel Plus quite a bit, and it gives you a tremendous amount of savings on your hotel rooms. Live Assistant. This is an awesome idea. And think of how valuable your time is. If you're thinking, I've got to put together my kid's birthday party next week, but I've got all this stuff to do and get reservations. Your Live Assistant is a virtual assistant that you can call up and say, hey, I need to find a venue to have this birthday party. I need to get these items. Can you help me out? Sure, they're going to help you out. They're going to go look for the best venue for the best price that you want to spend and the best time, set it up, reserve it for you, find all your items that you want, have them ready to go when you walk into Target or something like that. They'll be ready to go. You just go up, pay it, right? How simple can that be? Your time is money, and we realize that. The Live Assistant is there to save you time. Use them. There's a lot of people in our team that have used them for some awesome things, right? If you can think about it, looking for scholarships for their kids, looking for an iPad, looking for jet ski rentals, all that type of stuff, all right? If you can think about it and it's legal, they will do it for you, okay? There's going to be VIP-only upgrades and experiences at the trips that only the VIP members get. The Live Mysteriously right now, we get a box that shows up at our front, at our doorstop each month, and it's the next best thing that's coming out onto the market. We get to try it for free. I think that's going away once we launch, but we can give you more of that information afterwards. And then there's VIP rewards boost that only VIP members get. And so there's all those three levels, and you can have access where you can just go to that, or you can become a promoter like I am and like many of my team are. And now everything that you've heard me talk about, you can help promote that, and you can generate an income off that, okay? How awesome is that, to be able to generate income just by traveling and promoting local events? I'm a very busy guy, but I fell in love with this and have a passion for this because this is so easy and it's so fun to do, getting all our family and friends together. I mean, it's an awesome thing to do. All right, this is our gig, all right? It's word of mouth advertising, putting it on Facebook, putting it on Instagram. That's how we advertise. That's how we sell. All right. We leverage and use residual income. We leverage our ideas and our events, and it builds residual income. That's residual income that you're going to get paid for as long as you're in the company. You'll get a check at 15th of the month. As your team grows, your income's going to grow. And how does that happen? All right. So I'm going to put this all out there, okay? It's a lot here, all right? So this is, if you're a superstar and you knock this out of the park and do the plan 100%, okay? I think Nick said 3 or 4 people did this in the previous company. They worked this whole plan out by the power of 3. You get 3, those 3 get 3, those 3 get 3, and they worked this plan to its perfection. They made almost $220,000 per month. Per month. That's the potential that you have if you take off with this. But what if you're like the rest of us? You can fail this whole plan by 90%, only be 10% successful, 10% successful, and make almost $22,000 per month. A 10% success rate at $22,000 per month. Try doing that in your job. See if you're going to get a raise next year by being 10% successful. I don't think you're going to stay there long. What if you happen to be like me and you're only 1% successful? You fail this whole plan by 99%, right? You screw this up 99% and only 1% successful. You can make $2,000 extra a month. $2,000 extra a month can change the world for most people, right? That can make the world a difference. Even $200 extra a month can make the world a difference. But by failing this plan by 99%, being 1% successful, you can make $2,000 per month. That is awesome. All right. So how do you do it? We build a team, the power of 3. They go out and get 3. And if you do that within the first month, you become a rising star. All right. And this is the people that we want to see, go-getters. If you get the rising star, you set yourself up for double cab bonuses. That means that as you increase your income, you're going to get a bonus on top of that. I can tell you that we woke up one morning, had a check in our account. We didn't know where it came from. Where did it come from? It came from because we were a rising star. We'd already reached rising star, all right? That's awesome to wake up to that type of present, all right? And I want that for you, okay? And we're going to help you get that. If you make rising star, that's an average income of extra $2,500 to $6,000 per year, just by getting 3 people in your first month. They have something that's called Live to Drive, right? You help 3 people become rising star, and then help those 3 people become rising star, and you become silver for 2 months in a row. Live will give you a luxury car bonus, all right? That's $750 extra a month on top of what you're already making, okay? Now, there is a stipulation. It has to be a car of substantial value, and it has to be the colors of blue, black, or silver. So I hope you're happy with those colors if they give you $750 extra a month. We've had people in our team already do that. I'm very close to that, and I'm very excited about reaching that, all right? We reached silver this month. I just got to do 1 more month. Bam, I'm there. So we want to help others do the same, all right? And if you do that, again, we want you to be successful. We want you to be part of our team to be successful. You know, if you make it gold and have 3 silvers, that's $50,000 a year. If you make it a platinum, have 3 golds underneath you, that's $100,000 a year. 3-star platinum, because you got 3 platinums underneath you. That's an extra $500,000 a year. How many of you could live with $500,000 a year extra as a side gig, as your part-time job? I think you might quit your full-time job if you reach that, right? So Live gives you everything that you need. It gives you personal marketing tools. It gives you a website. It gives you, that has all types of information and ways to run your business and keep track of your business. You have real-time dashboards. The greatest thing about this company is you have millionaire mentors that are at your beck and call. They want you to succeed. They've already been down this road. They know the mistakes that can be made. They don't want you to make them. They're there for you to use them, okay? These guys are only a text away, okay? No other company are you going to be able to dial up the CEO or the millionaires of that company and try to get some advice as a new member, right? Live does that for you. That's what we do for you, okay? We do training seminars every week. We do training on Zooms. whatever you need, we're going to give you to succeed. All right. We have local and regional festivals where we do the Live to Learn so that you grow as a member, you grow as a promoter, and so that you're successful and it can drive your team. So we want you to be ready to live. All right. And to close this out, let me see here. There's Tim.
Hey, Ed, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Guys, I'm going to introduce you to Tim Kirkland. Tim is a guy from Stark. He was a firefighter, grew up in the Stark area, joined the sister company not long after it started, was very successful. This is the type of mentors that we're talking about. These are guys that have already done these plans and have been highly successful, have already made the mistakes, can show you the right way to do it. Tim is an awesome guy. He's going to tell a little bit about his story, but I kind of feel bad for him. I'm down here freezing because it's below 70, and I think it's probably like below 20 up there right now for Tim. But he's going to give his story. Guys, give him your full attention and just soak in everything that he's telling you.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. And yes, it is April 5th, and it is currently snowing. We got 12 inches the other day, and in some areas like 18 inches. And now I'm looking out the window, and I'm like, I think we got like a quarter inch on the ground right now, just new snow. So do not feel sorry for me living out here in Wyoming. It is beautiful, but it is cold. It's like I think upper 20s right now. So thank you guys for hopping on here, and I won't take long. I kind of try to get as much information as I can into you guys in a short amount of time. I'll kind of tell you my story. I was a Jacksonville fireman. I was a lieutenant for the hazmat team there for 20 years. The last probably 5 years of that, I got introduced to a company. I kind of went into direct selling through, my wife wanted to do it, and I reluctantly, decided to do it with her after making sure she wasn't, doing anything that was weird or anything like that, which I thought, at the time it was kind of weird. I'd never looked at anything like this before. And it wasn't traditional business or anything. So I had no clue about this type of business model. We had a commercial residential window cleaning business, and, that's what we were doing. And she was a dental hygienist, and we got introduced to the first company we ever did. We made some money. Over about 5 years of that company, we made, I guess $500,000. We thought we were doing okay with that company, but obviously that company just wasn't the answer for us. It wasn't what we were wanting to do long term, and so we got introduced to our second company, which is actually the sister company to this one, and it had it is right. It had just barely started. It started about 5 years before we got introduced to it. And at a company that was 5 years old already, we still made $3.5 million, and it enabled us to retire at age 37. We bought a ranch out here in Wyoming. We own several businesses. We own a medical center in Orlando, Florida. And really, we had moved out here, and we're fixing up this old ranch, and we had retired. And literally, that's what we were doing. We still get residual checks, and it's kind of like in direct selling, network marketing, any kind of industry like that. Typically, you don't ever see people really retire. But what you see is they are able to pull residual income for the rest of their life on the work that they did for a short amount of time. So where in traditional, jobs, you work for 20 years and then you get a retirement for the rest of your life. And here you compress that 20 years work into about 5 years, and you kind of build a massive team, and then you pull residuals for, long term. And we were still pulling residuals, and most of our growth is happening overseas. So we got tired of traveling, and hitting 20 to 30 cities a month, doing presentations and stuff like that. And we wanted to kind of slow down to the slower life out here in Wyoming and just try our hand at ranching and enjoy it, And so we got a call last May from the founders, and he chased us for 3.5, 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. So some of you guys that are on this Zoom, if you got chased for 3.5, 4 or 5 weeks and people just wouldn't leave you alone, that's how the founder was.
Tim, we lost your.
And I'd let it go to voicemail. Hold on, let me see here real quick. You can tell the snow's picking up here. Is that better? I just had to kill my audio. Is that better now?
We killed your picture. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I killed the picture, but you should be able to still hear me better now.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I kind of dodged him, and Holly did as well. And eventually, reluctantly, got on the phone with him, and Holly did first. And then she got super excited because, it's not that when we were doing another direct selling company, there was nothing wrong with that company. It wasn't like we didn't love, meeting people. It wasn't like we didn't like to have life experiences and go travel and places like that. It's just we got tired of not having a home base that we could just relax and not have to worry about where we fly into next and all that stuff. So for some of you guys, you're like, man, that sounds like a great life. But for us, we just wanted to do something different and kind of finally enjoy the retirement lifestyle that we had made. Made $3.5 million. You kind of want to start to sit back and kind of, just relax a little. And so when we looked at this, we realized very quickly that this was the opportunity, not for us just to go travel the world and do things that we absolutely love, but it's different when you're successful and you can go do it for yourself. You can't do it for your friends. But with this, now I have the ability, and Holly has the ability, and Ed and Carrie and Mike and Sharon, all of us have the ability to go travel with our friends, because it's cool to travel, but it's never about where you go. It's about who you're with. And when you're doing it to 20, 30 cities a month, and you're one of the top producers in the company, and at the end of the day, you're seeing all these cool places, but you have nobody to share it with, that's not fun. Okay. But when we found out that we had the ability to take and help our friends go on trips with us, see the same experiences we do, to have fun. And we weren't trying to sell I'm not trying to convince you need to lose weight when you don't want to lose weight. That was other sister company. In this, you already know you want to have fun. You already know you want to travel the world. You already know that you want to have some life experiences before you die. So, when we found out what this company was about, we didn't hesitate to say, yeah, count us in. We're on board for this. And so that's kind of how we got started in this thing. I'll just tell you guys, it has been an amazing ride, and we're not even officially launched yet. So I can't wait to see all of the enhancements that are coming out in April. I've been on the team that's helping put some of those together. And obviously some of you guys have probably heard some of the little whispers and stuff like that about the cool stuff. Well, guess what? If you've heard the whispers, we've kept all the big stuff kind of hidden from everybody. So there's a lot more exciting things that are going to happen when April hits. I can assure you guys that this is going to be an adventure. It's, I forget who says it, but he says, I think it's Zig Ziglar or Jim Rohn. Either one of those two are great guys. But they said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I may be wrong on who said that, but I'll just tell you guys, with this, if you have the ability to do something you love, to have life experiences yourself and to share it with other people and get paid to do it, now that's massive. And so for you guys that are, on this Zoom tonight, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who like to have fun, who can see themselves wanting to make an extra income from it. Now, it's okay if you only want to make a $500 or $1,000 a month income. That's okay. And I always say that most families, an extra $500,000 a month is life changing. All right. And it's still okay if you want to make an extra $200,000 a month. I want to. I'm not against making extra money because it's, I don't love money. I love what you can do with money. So if you're worried about, what is that big amount of money going to do to you, just give it to your church, give it to your pastor. He'll find something to do with it. Okay. If you're a pastor, I can guarantee you, and you're on this call, you're probably saying, yeah, give it to me. So you know what, guys, it's a huge opportunity. Now, does it have extra benefits to it as far as you becoming a promoter, making some extra money? Yeah, tax advantages. Okay, so if you currently work a job and that job takes out taxes from you, and then at the end of the year when you file your taxes, come up here, hopefully you've done it before April 15th, and like me, I have to do extensions. But if you're trying to get some of your money back that you've already paid in. That's called a refund, right? Well, with this type of business model, you get tremendous amount, not only your startup costs, or maybe if you want to go to the Vegas to the launch, that's the tax deduction, or you go to any of the trainings and travel is the country or the world doing those. That's we all went down to Punta Cana and the Dominican Republic, and that was a tax deduction for us, our flights and hotels and the training, all that stuff. So, it's a tremendous amount of tax deduction for you. Even the simple stuff, like look at your cell phone. If you're paying $100 a month for a cell phone bill, that is a walking $1,200 tax deduction for you. Okay. If you're paying $50 a month for internet, that's a $600 a year tax deduction for you. Just to be able to have that, internet that you're going to use, because this is an online business. It's really a mobile business. I mean, you run the whole thing from your cell phone bill or cell phone if you want to, or you can run it from your internet, the laptop and stuff like that, just like I'm doing here at my house. So, if you just those two tax deductions alone is $1,800 in tax deductions every year. And then you look at the startup cost of $398 after April 12th, I believe, or April 15th. That does go to $399, where right now you pay $99. Okay, but we did some working there, so it's only going up by $1 for you guys. But it's better to start it now than later, because it's going to give you that ability to go out there and get a lot of extra people on board before the launch happens, because a lot of people are getting started now and they're go ahead and kind of lining up their customers. So on day one of the customer acquisition phase, they're going to bring on all these customers and they're going to get paid for that. That's massive. So if you guys are looking at it and saying, hey, why should I do this? Income, tax advantages, have some life experiences, help your friends have life experiences, get paid to live the life you're really supposed to have anyway. And I'll tell you guys, I was a fireman and I was watching my dreams get put up on a shelf, because all the things and all the places I wanted to go, it didn't matter what we did. It didn't matter how many extra window cleaning jobs I took. At the end of the month, we just had too much money. Not enough money and too much time. And I'll just tell you guys, we were passing each other in the hallways, just staying busy. And she was going somewhere while I was coming back from somewhere. And it just, it wasn't the life we wanted. And this industry gave us the life we wanted. So I'll tell you guys, I want everybody that's on this Zoom to go to the 200,000 a month mark. And I tell you what, if you want a nice ranch in Wyoming, I have some great recommendations for you, because I'm about ready to come back to Florida myself. But you know what, guys, whatever your dreams are, okay, here's the last thing I want to say to you is don't let something somebody said to you a long time ago, saying, that'll never work for you, or you can't work hard enough, or that stuff never works. I'll just tell you guys, I had thousands of people tell me that over the last 13 years in this industry. And if I'd have listened to people back when I got started in the industry, I would be $3.5 million poorer, because even my own dad said, that stuff never works. And I'm glad I didn't listen to him. If you have a great work ethic, if you're a good person, if you like people and you like helping people, this is an amazing industry for you. And obviously, we're the new kids on the block as a company. Nobody's ever done anything like this before. Okay, no other companies out there, has ever put together anything like we've put together. And I always tell people, you look for a great company. The second thing you want to look for are great people to surround yourself with. Well, I can tell you guys, even if you don't like me, you're like, I don't like that guy. He's out west. He talks funny. He's 6 foot tall. Whatever I don't care. You can not like me all you want. But there are some amazing people in that Bradford County team. And you know what? That's what you always want to. I tell people it's people, product, and really the process of what we have. And when you look at it, our product is giving people life experiences. The people you have right there they're just not going to get any better. And they're some of the fastest growing teams in the whole company. And in all of Florida, obviously, Charnel and Mike's team and everybody in it, that's the fastest growing team in all of Florida. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And so when you sit there and look at it, the process is easy. You have all of these people plus me, even if you don't like me, it's okay, helping you walk through the process, knowing what to do and how to do it. It's kind of like this. Guys, if you're going to walk through a minefield, follow somebody at a distance. While I'm walking through the minefield and I'm showing people where not to step and where to step, and you know what, because I've been through it before, okay? Although the difference is this. Every company I've ever been in before, the first one was 2.5 years old when I got started. The second one that I made all the money with was 5 years old when I got started. This is the first time me, included probably everybody on here, has ever got an opportunity to be ground floor. So you can be the person who says, hey, I was there. I got started early. I created my story, and now I've created this massive income and changed my whole family's future. Or your story is going to be, I watched that presentation back before all those people made all the millions, and I just wasn't interested. So if you're not interested in making a ton of money or helping people, get ready to tell your story. Next 5 years from now, I'm sure people will find it kind of interesting. It's kind of like the guy who got called to get in on Facebook in the beginning and said no, or I think it was 2 guys actually. So you don't want to be that person. So I hope you all join us. I'd love to have you a part of the team. If you have questions, if there's something I need to get answered for you, feel free. Any one of the guys on the or girls on the call can get me on the phone. I'll answer any questions for you. I'd love to talk to you. And I'm 2 hours behind you guys on time, so don't worry about keeping me up late. Let's get it done now. Let's get you started, get those questions answered. Back to you, Ed.
Fantastic, Tim. That's
only took me 2 minutes.
2 minutes of Montana time.
Y'all have a great night.
Thank you, Tim. Guys, what you've seen tonight is just an overview of Liv. If I ask you to write down questions, I'm sure you got questions about how do you get to the experiences? How do I make money? How do I use the tax deductions? We have those answers for you. So get with the person that brought you on here or sent this to you. If they don't have the answer, they'll get one of the leaders. One of us can help you. And if we can't answer, we can always dial up Tim. I talked to him one morning. It was 4 o'clock in the morning his time. He was already out running cows around. So these guys are always available to us. We're available to you. We want you to be successful. We want you to be part of the fastest growing team in America. All right. The founders know who we are. The founders know us by first name. There's not many companies out there that you're going to find this opportunity, find this capability to make income, to have fantastic experiences that you'll never be able to get on your own. Please join us. We would love to have you on our team. Get with the promoter that brought you on here, and thank you for spending some time with us. I'm going to download this and have this on YouTube in just a little bit, and I'll send it out to everybody. Thank you, and have a good night.